Now on BBC One at almost 9:40, the main news with Jan Leeming.
Dramatic end of the six-day siege. 19 hostages, including the 3 Britons, are safe. The end came with an assault on the building by the Army's Special Air Services Regiment, the SAS, not long after gunmen had killed 2 hostages and pushed the body of one out onto the embassy steps. They'd threatened to kill another hostage every half hour. It ended with 3 gunmen dead, 1 in hospital and another in police custody. Kate Adey watched the day's events.
At 7 o'clock, armed police moved in front of the embassy. 2 men ran forward with a stretcher and went into the porch. A body was put on the stretcher and, under cover from the marksman, taken out towards an ambulance.
Oh, shit.
Then Scotland Yard told the waiting press that 3 shots had been fired and a hostage had been killed. There were no details at that time as to who the man was or to why he'd been killed. The atmosphere seemed calm, with just a little tension in the air. Then some men were seen heading across from adjacent balconies on the 1st floor.
There you go, there you go.
That was a bomb. That was a bomb.
The explosion ripped through the building. A pall of smoke covering the front of it. The SAS had moved in. After a second explosion, smoke obscured the front of the embassy again. And then there was gunfire. It seemed to come from all around the building. By this time, the police and the press nearby were told to take cover, and they scrambled behind cars and equipment. Shots rang out all over the streets. The 2 explosions caused a fire, and flames were seen on the 1st floor. Meanwhile, people were still taking cover in the streets outside, and no one was moving towards the building. The SAS were inside. The first hostage to come out was BBC sound recordist Sim Harris. He scrambled from the balcony into the adjacent building. He'd gone to the embassy last Wednesday to get a visa for Tehran with BBC producer Chris Kramer. Chris Kramer later came out sick. He'll be talking to us later in this bulletin. The embassy by then was surrounded by activity. and a seeming confusion. The emergency services moved closer.